Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome. I hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're having fun. Um, yes, of course, like natural, the minute I get to do this, my cat starts to act crazy, act up. So I I got distracted. What's new? Um, yeah. Well, good morning, Diane. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh Oh my god, look at you. Hello, Dragon Dancer. Welcome. So, I think I did this right. I surely did. I have talking points. I'm like all professional. Not really. As professional as I can be for sure. Today, as I was shuffling, and like this is my normal, like my morning routine. I'll shuffle the cards and I'll be like, you know what? Today we're gonna do like a ramble, a little babbling about the tarot. Um, some people, and again, I guess I'm being a little kind of picky, but back in the day, I'm gonna age myself. Back in the day, there was this thing called, I don't even know if it still exists. It was called Meetup. Meetup, is it Meetup? Um, where you could go and you can find like groups that were meeting up, and so my friend and we found I found a tarot meetup, and we went, and it was just like the weirdest experience. It's very interesting, but they kept saying the tarot, and I'm like, it's not rotted, it's not tarot. And so there was a couple that would say tarot, and then there was a couple that would say tarot, and I'm like, "Mm, you do you, honey, but if you keep saying tarot, this is gonna be um I don't know." But then there are people who like tarot, and it's not just tarot, it was tarot. Like, like you gotta row the boat. Like 5 minutes later, you're still saying row. And I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, maybe slightly, but that's how they would pronounce it. And again, I'm not making fun of people for pronouncing it, but it was like, okay, if you say tarot, that's fine, that's your thing. But like, why does it have to be tarot? Like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. I mean, if you're blessed to be around my age or older, I'm sure you know. Um, anyways, yeah. Sorry, that just popped into my head. Good morning, Felicia. Good morning, Angie. Good to see y'all. Um, and I'm like, I don't like you can, but where did tarot come from? Uh, like it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anywho, so yeah, I shuffle and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a conversation today. Questions are gonna come up. We're gonna explore the tarot, the tarot. We're going to do all the things that we do here: ramble, laugh, joke, um, talk nonsense. So what card wants to sit with us? What card wants to spill the tea with us? What card? And today, yet another major arcana card. Um, mhm, another major arcana card came up, and we have the Chariot. Hello, Chariot. Hello, friend. What should we discuss? And again, Mage, again, share your thoughts. What do you feel when you see the Chariot? Like when you read the cards, or if you read the cards, explore them. What does a Chariot represent to you? Feel free. This is our time together. We get to talk about whatever we want to because it's our time. Um, and so, major arcana card. And when I think of the majors, yes, big life events, big adventure, big, 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 big. But I also, it's go time. Yeah, exactly. You remember, it's kind of like when the Power Rangers are like, they suit up. It reminds me of that. Um, or there was this old ass cartoon. It was called like the Gummy Bears or something. They would drink their juice and they would like bouncing around. I don't know if anyone here remembers that, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. But the majors, there's like higher octave of the cards. I find like to really understand them, it's kind of like, when you're in your best feeling mood, when you're on point, when your mind is working actually with you and not against you, I feel like those are majors. Like that major energy is when everything is in alignment. My mind is actually working with me and for me, and I have like a better perspective on the bigger picture of things. And so that's kind of like how I see the major cards. Um, and so with the chariot, there's always like movement, right? And if we think about it, in the sort of narrative arc of the tarot known as the Fool's Journey, did you say high octane? Sorry, I got. I mean, vroom vroom, vroom vroom. Yes, yeah, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, maybe the coffee is kicking in. But in the Fool's Journey, the full processes, all the damn cards, right? So when we meet the chariot and the chariot emerges, it emerges as a sort of like powerful symbol of victory, control, movement, right? And this card, oh my gosh, this a card? What the hell? This card tends to appear when the fool reaches this sort of like why am I doing this to myself, pivotal moment. I'm trying to talk too fast apparently. um Shit. So this card, the chariot, appears when the fool reaches like this pivotal moment. Why? Oh my goodness. Demanding the use of sort of their willpower and determination to overcome challenges. So, like, the fool is moving along, experiencing the cards, and we get to the chariot. Um, we get to the chariot, and we recognize like, oh, there's a shift in there's a fork in the road, or there's a shift in how we process, and now we actually need to really focus our willpower in our willpower and our determination to actually overcome like a hurdle or an obstacle. And so typically, the chariot is encountered after the fool has gained like the initial insights and tools from the previous cards, right? Before the chariot. And so it represents that sort of moment when the analytical information, the theoretical knowledge must be applied with confidence and assertiveness. Does that make sense? And so the fool's like, "Boo, doo, 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 let's go, let's go, let's go." We're learning from the magician, we're learning from the high priestess, the empress, blah, 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 and we're picking up all this information. Our brain is getting bigger and it's overwhelmed, and eventually we come to a place in life where we have to put that into action. Yeah. And so the chariot is like, oh, and you can kind of see that in the card, where in the backdrop you have like a home, or you have like a city or whatever. You have a place. And the chariot is like, I have to actually free myself from this place. I have to move on. I have to go explore. I've gained everything I can here in this situation. And I have to commit to moving forward or onwards, right? We can kind of get that from this card. And so the chariot is like, I don't want to look back because there's nostalgia there. There's familiarity there. There's family there. Whatever it is, there's comfort there, which is Cancer. Hello. There's comfort there. There's nourishment there, which I love and I appreciate. But in order for me to grow, I have to move forward on my journey, which means taking a step and not looking back. Yeah. And so the chariot allows us to navigate life's battles with courage. And that's another thing that pops up with the chariot. It's like, okay, we're learning how to assert ourselves. We're learning how to make a decision, move forward, take everything we've learned and to use it to propel us to the next step, right? And so we're channeling that sort of courage and motivation to navigate our challenges and to navigate life's battles that pops up for each and every one of us. And it teaches us the importance of self-discipline and control in achieving our goals, urging us to maintain focus and direct our energies effectively to triumph over adversity, right? Well, hello, Zoe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I feel like the chariot tells us that it's time to lock it in, and to get moving. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you can see, like, just with the body positioning, that the chariot is focused on the present moment, and then with the sort of backing, the stuff blocking their back, so it kind of connects with, I can't look back, or I need to move on, and you can see some of the it's not fully blocked from our view, and so I feel like with that, it's like I'm not running away from something and I'm not mad at what was behind me. It's more like this cycle, this phase, this chapter needs to end because I have more to do. And so I'm going to move forward, right? It kind of reminds me of when someone moved, like, they're at home or in hometown, and then, like, what they've got from it, and they're going off to school, to education, to college, or they're going off to work in a different city, or whatever it is, they're going off elsewhere, right? It's like, that's like, oh, you know what, I don't mind being where I'm at. I'm not trying to run away from something. It's more of like, this, I've learned what I've learned here, and now I have to apply myself and move forward. Yeah. And we also have this understanding, the chariot, as a major arcana card, the chariot elevates the introspective and spiritual aspects of the number seven. So the seven is associated with the chariot. It is a major arcana card. So we have this sort of, again, what do we say? Dragon Dance, a higher octane or high octane, this higher perception, or faster vibrating energy of the seven in numerology. And so the chariot elevates the introspective and spiritual aspects of the number seven, emphasizing the journey into self awareness and the quest for inner truth. And we can see that just in the way the card is shown to us, right? Um, and so the number seven holds this deep spiritual significance, often associated with the quest, like the quest for truth, the quest for understanding, comprehension, and inner knowledge. And so, in the context of the chariot, the seven sort of elevates the journey from mere physical or external triumph to a deeper introspective battle. And so I feel that there's this layer of the seven where we're seeking truth. And yes, it is kind of like affirming ourselves outwardly in this world, in the mundane world, but it's more of like this, it's also this internal dialogue, internal battle, like, you know what, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to make a name for myself, if I'm going to find truth about who what I want, I also have to sort of like unpack and deprogram and all of that stuff, right? Does that make sense? And so there is an introspective, internal sort of dialogue and battle and fight that we w- did you hear my cat? Oh my god. That we have to deal with. And so the chariot does amplify the attributes of the seven. And so it does ask us to reflect on personal values and beliefs. Again, who are we? What are we? What do we believe? What are our values, and why are they our values? Why are they our beliefs? Do they align with, like, what we want to create and moving forward? Are we are It's learning to distinguish what is us and what has been projected on us, what we carry with us, and what we continue and seek to carry with us, and what can actually be let go of, right? So it challenges us to align our actions with our higher selves, and to find a sort of balance between the external achievements and our internal growth. That's another sort of like influence impact from the chariot that offers us. And It it prompts a sort of a transformation where victories are not just celebrated but also understood at a extreme profound level. Fostering a true sense of accomplishment and self-awareness. And so when the chariot appears, it puts us in a position where we can learn to comprehend that, hey, I did this work. And I think that's another great message from the chariot, because a lot of times when we make progress for ourselves, when we do the work, when we show up, when we achieve something, we don't really take full credit. We kind of deflect, right? We don't say, yeah, that was me, because we think we're boasting, or we think, and there's nothing wrong with being proud of ourselves. Like, I feel we need to learn to be more proud of our accomplishments. And so when the chariot pops up, it's like, look how far you have come. Look at who you are today. Look at where you are today. Be proud of that. Celebrate that. Understand that it is okay for you to be happy, and for you to know that you did this. Like, you achieved this. You succeeded here. And it is okay for you to acknowledge that, to claim it, to state it, right? Um, and so the seven does influence the chariot's understanding. Another thing associated with the chariot is Cancer, the astrological energy, the zodiac connection, Cancer, which I find fascinating, because the crab, it has like a hard exterior, but it's also like mushy inside. That sounds so gross. But it has like little pinchers, and like, you touch me, I'm gonna pinch you, I'm gonna get you. But also there's a sensitivity to it, and I feel like the chariot has that sort of like intuitive response where I'm protected, and I will protect myself, but I'm also like open to exploring my softer side, or my emotional side. And I like the fact that Cancer is associated with the chariot. Um, it's a cardinal sign, so it's initiating the again, I like that for the chariot, because the chariot is initiating the next step to move forward, or to disconnect from what was, so they can explore what will be, or what is the potential, right? And so Cancer, being a cardinal like water sign, it's adding that layer of initiation, taking charge. What water stuff, water element stuff, whatever we associate with water, like our emotions, nourishment, relationships, right? It's initiating our desire to explore what what's out there for us. And it definitely adds. Let me get a sip. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Yeah, absolutely. Um, and so, Cancer can definitely add a layer of emotional intelligence to the card's martial prowess. So there's definitely an emotional intelligence, which we like. We like for the chariot, because you don't want to go out into the world, and into actually exploring from a very, very ignorant place, right? And I'm not saying, I don't use ignorant as bad or negative. It's just ignorant. A lot of us are ignorant in different ways, and that's okay until it's not okay, until we choose it, right? So I love the emotional intelligence that the chariot does offer from Cancer's influence. So Cancer's influence definitely brings a protective and nurturing energy to the chariot, sort of more assertive and aggressive qualities, more aggressive qualities. Um, which I guess, if Cancer is bringing their sort of like nurturing and protective energy to the aggressiveness of what the chariot can do, it would be assertive, right? We would be more assertive and not aggressive. And so it reminds us that strength is not only about exerting force, but also about defending what is most precious, our inner emotional worlds, and the people we love, right? The people we love. And so that's something else we think about when we think of Cancer, is the sort of protective and nurturing energy that comes in, and that's layered into it. And so we have to take action, but also maybe take action from the heart space. Like be compassionate, be understanding, be kind, as we move forward. We don't have to allow people to walk all over us. That's not what this is about. But it is saying, being mindful of how we treat others moving forward before, and allow ourselves to have a softer approach, but not under the sort of like falsity or illusion of you can walk over me. No, it's like I'm kind, I'm nice, but I also can pinch you with my pinchers and I will chop your hands off. Anyways, so when we understand Cancer's sort of role in the Chariot, it does help us to harness our emotional strength to overcome challenges. It encourages us to use our intuition coupled with our intellect to make balanced decisions that lead to meaningful and sustainable victories. And so, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I know I rambled. So what are your thoughts as we tie this up? What are your last minute thoughts, questions, or concerns about the Chariot? I find it a really rewarding card because it's also it reminds me of like the excitement for adventure, where ooh, something new, something potentially new is about to happen. We want to, maybe there's something we want to like take the next step, and the Chariot is like, look, balance how you feel about this with what you think and what you know, and find the solutions somewhere in the middle. Know that this is saying, look, take it's time to move forward. It's time to let this aspect of life go so that you can proceed and explore something new. The Chariot is urging us to be assertive in how we go about taking charge, and knowing that there is a separation here. And it is important to choose, and it's important to celebrate our victories. It is important to celebrate our victories from a very a humble way, you know um and definitely to be more action oriented, to have that sort of willpower to take action, to do to you know uh oh, there is a term, it's not coming to me, I'm so sorry. But it is making that name for yourself by realizing you have to expand on your own, whatever that means. So, with that being said, y'all, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I try to do this Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, I'm I don't know. We might miss tomorrow because we have to go run errands, and I believe that we have to be somewhere. I'll be driving at this time. So we'll see. I might do it later in the afternoon if I can. But if not, tomorrow we might miss. And I'll be back on Monday. But I have several things. So I've created a new Oracle deck. And I'm calling it Moonbeams and Mondays. It's kind of based off of like the planetary influence of Monday. So it'd be associated with the moon. And so I've created 52 cards, and it's like vintage inspired, woodcut art inspired. And if you know the Oracle decks I create, you already know how it's going to be, like the words and all that stuff. So yeah, I I am considering doing a pre-order in the next week or so. But if it's something that you might be interested in, it will be price range most likely is going to be like 75, 77 plus shipping. So yeah, let me know. Like, message me and tell me if you're interested. I have to. I'm yeah. I'm trying. I'm still working the kinks out with that. But yeah, let me know if you're interested. In that. Yeah, I already said 52 cards, but it's gonna be fun, and I can show you. I've posted pictures of some of the cards. I'm also doing a free giveaway. If you sign up to my newsletter, basically sign up for the free tier on Patreon. Again, free tier. You don't have to pay for anything. It just helps me, keep in contact with everyone. If you sign up for the free tier on Patreon, everyone this month will get entered into a giveaway, which I will do the first of next month. For I have three oils: a warding oil, infernal guardian oil, and amore oil, love oil, and three poppets, like three sort of like familiar spirit type of energies to go with each oil. And one person will win. So definitely do that. Uh, yeah, like message me and I'll no, it's not true. Facebook, and I think my post is public. You can see some of the pictures. It's not true. You do not have to. You do not have to have a deck give. It's nice. I mean, y'all want to give me a deck? Let's go. But no, you do not have to. If I waited to start reading, right? Exactly. Oh my god, that picture is hilarious. If some people are very set in their some people are very set in their superstitions, right? But like you do not have to have a deck gifted to you. If I waited for a deck, right, to be gifted to me, I'd probably still be waiting. I started reading the cards at 10. I bought my own deck. I was gifted a deck not long after, but I bought my own deck, and never looked back. I love the tarot, as you can see. I love the tarot. Yeah, like or send me a message and I'll get you some of the pictures. I'll post them later on. But yeah, just to remind me, just send me a message because I'm like doing all the things, and so sometimes I just forget. And so yeah, I will probably be releasing that. I have this. I'm going to tell y'all because I just have to talk about it because I'm like really inspired by it. I had this idea when we were doing one of these videos. We were doing one of these videos, and I had this idea like, you know what? I love astrology. I love the planetary days because I've been doing like, devotionals and such for the planetary ruler of that day. So like Monday Moon, Tuesday Mars, Wednesday Mercury, and so forth. Wouldn't it be pretty cool wouldn't it be pretty cool if I just did a sort of like a oracle deck that was associated with that planetary influence of that sort of day. So I would have like seven decks in full. Like I would have my Monday deck, which is associated with the moon and moon type vibes, and then I would have my Tuesday deck, which would be associated with Mars and Mars type vibes, and then I'd have my Wednesday deck, and so yeah, I've been working on that for a minute. I've been working on that. That's how my mind works. Like I get these ideas, and then boom, I have to start somewhere. Whether it works out or not, that's a different thing. But like, yeah, let me see if you are with me right now. Let me see if I can bring up. I'm not going to show you. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring up some of these cards. Um, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we can try. Yeah, I thought it was that. I mean, thank you. I thought it was interesting because I already work like I love reading. I love reading cards. Um, no, I need to share screen. I hope I don't mess this up. Uh, window. This. Boom. Okay, there you go. You can kind of see it. So I that's how just how my, I already work with the planetary days influences, yada yada yada, and I'm like, wow, this would work out for me. At least at the end of the day, if I this is an act of devotion to that planetary influence, to that deity, that concept, yada yada yada, and so it would be great. And so, yeah. Anyways, so this is my like Monday vibe. And you can kind of get a feel. And I've put like I'm gonna write, I'll probably do a workshop on it as well. I'll write information for y'all to like, I can't talk, oh my gosh. But what I'm trying to say is I will probably write more information about the card. How I do Oracle, and it's not me being lazy, but like I feel everyone should connect with the card in their own. And so if I tell you exactly what this means, I feel at times that can really hold you back. And so, but with this, I've tried to put like a little cutesy rhythmic you know, quote here to give you an idea or somewhere to start with, of how the card, what the card is, right? Stormy her, and each card will have like so this is the moon deck. So like a moon challenge card and a moon blessing card. Like in astrology, it's like when something is afflicted or if something is blessed or really, really good, you have that. So you have like the sort of like the challenging aspect to what that planet is. And then you have the sort of like the blessing, like when it's in good standing, this is what it may, this is what it represents. So I have cards that two cards that will be very similar in each deck, which will be a challenging and a blessing. So like when this comes up in a reading, this is what this card represents. So, oh, the moon vibe is being challenged, or the moon vibe is being elevated and blessed. So just a few. This one's colorful. See, colorful sunset, hilarious. Uh, oh my gosh! But yeah, you can get a look at a few of these cards. Uh, yeah. So let me do that. Stop that. That's a peek of what I'm putting together. Yeah, anyways, I'm rambling and I'm thinking, but each I've also decided like each deck is going to have a different sort of artistic influence. So obviously with the moon, this one was more everything. I'm just really feeling vintage lately, so everything's going to have like a vintage flair maybe. But each deck is going to have like a different artistic value. So like with my the Mars deck, I believe that I'm going to do Art Deco influence for that, for Mars. And then like my Mercury deck, I'm thinking actually I've written out possible like um classical Art Nouveau and and something else. I can't tell you all my secrets. Me too. Actually, you wanna know what's funny? Is like I'm trying to raise funds to get to schooling, get to education. I really want to study all the way up to clinical herbalism. So that's a goal of mine, and that's one of the reasons I'm focusing on these projects is to help raise money so I can get to school, get to educating. And I had this thought. I was initially going to start creating a plant-based oracle deck for that. Like, you know what, I know like the magical aspects of plants. I can create an oracle deck based off of that, and then just didn't feel right. So I was like, you know what, no, I'm really working, and I've worked with the planetary influences a lot. I know this, and this makes sense. So instead of creating a plant-based oracle, herbal based, yada yada yada. I decided not to, and I'm like, wait until you actually get that education of the other. So not just the magical education that you have, but the mundane, the scientific, the all of that, the logical, right? That information. Wait till you actually can afford to invest into training, into your schooling, and get that, and then apply both into something that you create. So, yes, you should. If you want to do it, you should absolutely do it. Make a plant-based oracle. It's definitely on my agenda for some time in the future, which is not going to be anytime soon, most likely, because I want that education first. I want to be able to afford that, learn, educate, and then share with y'all what I learned. So, anyways, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. But Dragon Dancer, you have that education, you have that desire. I say go for it. Make it happen. Make it happen. um yes, thank you for letting me ramble on. And again, if you are interested in this deck, this moon deck, again, I'm not going I don't shy away from talking about money, because why? It will most likely be around 75, 77 plus discounted shipping, so probably like $3 for shipping. um in the US, I apologize. So if you're interested, this would be a pre-order. I've already checked, like I've ordered my copy to go over, because the deck is finished. I just ordered my copy, and my copy won't be here until like July. It's a long process. And so like I will have to do pre-orders, because then I order, and then they put it in queue to process, and then they make it, and they ship to me. But yeah, it gives me enough time to go over the deck that I will receive, and make any alterations. I've done this before, so knowing like how to design, knowing where to place things, I'm mostly okay with. Sometimes something slips and you're like, oh, I have to alter this. But mostly I know that the deck is going to come in the way it is. So we're good on that. It's just a timing thing with uh production. So yeah, just message me, let me know you're interested, and we'll take it from there. I am going to go. I might talk to y'all tomorrow. If not, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I will talk to you on Monday if I don't make it here tomorrow because of errands. Yeah, thank you. I'm a rambler. Oh my God. Okay, bye.